Okay, I want to officially welcome you all to another one of our co-founder trainings. We do this on Mondays and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we happen to be on the Thursday edition on July 17th, 2025. And let me just start off by saying something very important, okay? Whatever you're holding in pool funding coins on the old coin, you're going to get a 1-for-1 in the new coin, okay? So you need to know that. Now, the new coin, the value of the new coin is going to have a starting price at our price targets. So PFI is going to be $500,000 on day number one, okay, in the market. PFB is going to be $1 million, day number one in the market. PFS is going to be $2 million, day number one in the market. And PFG is going to be $4 million, day number one in the market, okay? So so the idea of a 1-for-1 exchange, a lot of you should be kind of calculating the math in your head right now on the coins you've accumulated already. And this includes all three, what you purchased in the market, what you've accumulated already in distributions, and then also what you're holding in your account inside of your pool funding account. Okay. Those three added together is how much you got. Okay. So we are obviously in a transition here. Okay. We're transitioning from old coins to new coins. Okay. Why? Why are we transitioning from old coins to new coins? Because we got to shake out the untrusted among us. Okay. So not everybody's showing up like a co-founder. Some are showing up as, maybe some would call it a bad actor. We got some bad actors that don't really appreciate what we're doing here. And they really have, done some, to me, comical things. I'm looking at what they're doing, and it makes me laugh, actually, to be honest with you. So let's take a look at the charts. Let's see what these bad actors have been up to. Because the ones that are not trusted, they're the ones selling, guys. Okay. The ones that are not trustworthy are selling right now. So if we look at PFI is currently at, let's see here, loading. It looked like 550, but it's loading slow here. Why is it taking so long to load? Let me refresh again. Okay, yeah, 550. PFB is currently at
the bloody thing on swap.
$867. And PFS is currently at 178. And PFG is currently at $687,000 per coin. So why isn't that one dropping like a rock? Well, because there's no distributions attached to PFG. That's why. The people that are untrustworthy have been taking distributed coins given in trust and have violated that trust by going ahead and selling against the time to sell. We made it very clear since the month of April not to sell, but they have refused to comply. So they fall in that bad actor category. And bottom line, who are they hurting? They're hurting themselves because these coins and the technology here, it don't matter. What matters is the community, and the community can just as easily migrate from old coins to new coins. Can you all say hallelujah to that?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
So like I said, the last time we had our training, I said, buy, buy, buy. Well, now today you got even more reason to buy, because, this is your chance since it's going to be a 1-for-1, what you have in the old coin is what you're going to get in the new coin. The difference is the valuation is going to be, way up there. As I mentioned already, $500,000, million, 2 million, and 4 million respectively. And so, it's like, wow, yep. So do take advantage of the extremely low bargain pricing you're seeing today in the market, and accumulate as much of the 4 coins while you can. At some point, the ones that are anxious to sell, they're just going to run out of coin, and they won't have any more to sell, right? So uh so let me just field a couple of questions regarding that, because I hope I'm being very clear on one-to-one, right? So any questions, what's your feedback on that?
I got a question for you, Ace,
Yeah, go
and
ahead, Joe.
everybody.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, it's true that these bad actors are making a big mistake, in the sense that they're losing out on a potential gain of an incredible amount of money.
Oh, incredible, man.
Yeah, but they're not just hurting themselves by doing that.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, they're hurting the community because the value of all the coins have dropped considerably, which means, it has lessened our value as well.
yeah.
So, it is a concern. And unfortunately, I think no matter what we do, we'll probably run into bad actors in the future. But everything that we can think of to try to minimize that or eliminate it if possible. I don't think it's 100% possible to totally eliminate it,
Yeah.
but we'll do the best we can to vet everyone. And, with the pricing starting out higher, hopefully that will dissuade some people. So it is
Well,
a concern.
it'll basically um extremely minimize the impact someone can have on a coin. Let's say they have $500 and they want to sell something that's worth $5 million. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so they're not gonna make the price of a $5 million coin go down, very much, So I'm discussing it with the Wells, as you know, Joe. And so there's several caveats. I don't want to get into all the caveats in today's training, but I do want to say that we're going to approach this smart, okay? And we're gonna tie it down, batten down the hatches, tie everything down, put everything in its proper place, so we can maximize our success and minimize, any potential, damage that an individual could do among us at any time in the future, right? And so more than that, it's like, well, yeah. So I don't think we can only do this from a single um, uh, approach. It has to be done, it has to be a multi-pronged approach in order for us to reach the target of success. So, if Federal Express can come back from losing $91 million investment capital, and going down to an account of $5,000, to run the company, and then can rebound from there back up to a $40 billion, you know, um, current valuation on what Federal Express is today. It just goes to show that even when it looks like all odds are against you, comebacks are definitely real, and we certainly don't think that Federal Express is going to disappear anytime soon. So right, so we'll get there too. It's just a matter of putting everything in its proper place. So one of the elements will be creating price stability. So that would be factoring that in. That's a caveat, but again, I don't want to go too deep on the caveats. But we need to establish the price. We need to we need to get all the factors in place that matter so that success is assured. That's important to all of us. What do you think about that, Joe?
Well, I think that sounds like a great plan.
Yeah. And that's all we can do is make a plan, right? So, and that's what innovation is all about. So, anyway, so the one thing, as you guys have all noticed, that today the website's taking your picture. So it's definitely a challenge now for someone that's going to try to run multiple accounts, right? How are they going to do that when it's taking their picture every time they do a transaction? At some point they'll be exposed, and then that's that. So when we go into the new coins, when we actually kick off the new coin, that's basically a fresh start. So it's, everybody's starting at the starting line again until a 90-day period, builds up again, and that's another 90 days for us to really sort ourselves out and make sure that before people after that 90-day period of the initial new go, okay, they're on board with the program 100%, right? We'll do a lot of vetting to do our best to make sure that we eliminate anybody who's got bad intentions. So, all right, Ruth, you've got your hand up. Go ahead, Ruth.
Yes, yes, Ace. Last meeting, I asked you what would it take for me to become a member of the whale club.
Yeah,
You said that I need at least $500.
it's probably less now. Yeah.
Yes?
But if you have
Well,
if you have $500, you probably still want to talk to me first and then get guidance from me. Okay.
yes, I have my $500. I
Okay,
was
good.
wondering
Yeah, meet with me one on one,
what's the
and we
next
could we,
move?
we could talk about your options. But the bottom line is that if you have $500, absolutely, you're already a well. It's just a matter of you and I getting together and then making it happen. So we can do that one on one.
Yeah, can
Very
can
very simple.
Karen come too? Can Karen come too?
Karen Stoyles.
Yes.
Well, she's already well, but she's welcome to be in a meeting with us. I don't have a problem with her, being in the meeting with us when you become a well. I'm sure she'll be your biggest cheerleader. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I need her.
All right. Well, we
Yeah,
all need her.
yeah, she's been my we I should set up a meeting time with you.
Right. Yeah. So we could even do it after the call here or later on, your morning, whatever works. We could do something that's, within the next 12 hours. Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
maybe right after this, or we could do it soon, like,
Yeah, well,
when you wake up in the morning,
right
whatever.
after this. I like to do it while the opportunity is still here.
It's pretty sweet right now. The opportunities are extremely sweet.
Yes.
So yeah, when we
Yes.
so you've called it. You've got the next appointment. Okay. All right. It's yours.
So
All
how
right.
do I do that?
Well,
What do I do?
you and I are connected on Telegram, aren't we? You and I?
I don't know.
I know I am with Karen. So if you're,
Yes.
connect with Karen, and then Karen will connect the three of us into a Zoom call.
Okay,
All right.
great.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right. If you're not a well, then right now is a great time to change that. You can go from not being a
Yes.
well to being a well. You get that done today. So you have a fantastic opportunity today. And we're literally turning
All
these
right.
lemons into lemonade. And so, yeah, I mean, it's going to be awesome. Anyway,
Okay. Thanks, Ace.
you're welcome. So, okay, now it brings up the next thing I want to talk about today, which I think is probably the most important thing I want to talk about today, and that is the floor on distributions. Okay. So basically, let me share my screen and share an image with you, and then we're going to talk about it. Okay. Because the new coins are going to start out at they're going to start out at the at the first price targets. Okay. So the first price target for PFI is 500,000. The first price target for PFB is 1 million. First price target for PFS is 2 million, and the first price target for PFG is 4 million. Okay. So on day one of the new coin, these coins will be valued in the market at those prices. Is any part of what I'm saying not clear to anyone? Is there anybody that's not capturing what I'm saying here about the new coin? Nobody? Okay, that's good. All right. And then what's going to happen is, you know, let me take let me go to the website. Okay. Let's see here. All right, so if we go to the website, let's take a look. Okay. So if you look at, let's just go to PFS here. Okay. So basically, this morning when I made my payment, okay, I I got to go to the end of the thing here. This morning when I made my payment, today's the 18th. I did it at 4:28 a.m. my time. Okay. And that was 9% of a PFS coin. Okay. That's too much, by the way, but that's what it is. It's probably going to be a little bit higher number than that now that where the price has even come down since 4 o'clock in the morning. Right now it's 9, almost 10 o'clock in the morning now for me now. So in the last 6 hours. So we have to basically establish that we're not doing distributions going forward on anything below a floor. Okay. So people are not going to be able to accumulate based on only the market value. The market value is going to be a factor, but it's not going to be the only factor. It's basically has to be above the floor. Okay. So the floor is the opening price, 500,000, million, 2 million, 4 million. Those are the floors. Okay. Then the next price targets are what they are. You know what I'm saying? But again, we'll never do distributions below those initial prices. But as soon as we hit certain price targets, it establishes a new floor. So let me put this in Telegram so you guys can study it. Okay. So I'm going to drop this into Telegram here. So now you can see that as we hit price targets, they also create price floors. Okay. So you need to be aware of that. So we're going to make it so that distributions are based on that. And that's as of now. So as I'm speaking right now, we're gonna basically change the code in the software. My call after I get done talking to Ruth, I'll call the programmer and say, change the software so it's not market based, make it based on the new price, the new valuations on the new coin. That's where we're gonna start. So that's where we're gonna be at, guys. That's what we have to do. The reason for that is that the whole plan of how we're going to distribute coins over the next 100 years, would be foiled without that element. Okay. So if you just do the math, if we got maybe 700 or 800 people, basically getting $100 worth of coin in PFS right now, you know what I'm saying? We would be going through, I don't know, probably hundreds of coins every day, right? And that's just too much, especially when you factor in the 10x co-founder bonus on top of that. So that has to come to an end. So we need everything to be at the price targets. We've been shooting for the price targets since April. We've had the resistance from the bad actors. They've made that, really kind of I don't think it was impossible, but obviously they succeeded at pushing the prices down against our efforts to push the price up to our price targets since the month of April when we did our we've been pushing hard since April, May, June. So now that we're out in the open, that we're going to come out with new coin, they're going to start at the price targets. That's where the price will begin. And then we'll also, create some price stability and all that. So this transition is not going to be like, it's not going to be like as soon as the new coin is out, we immediately give everybody a coin. It's not going to work like that. Okay. There's going to be some time involved. Okay. That's all I want to say about the time. I don't want to get into details about time. I just want to say it's going to take time. Okay. Because we got to make sure that when we do the transition, we do it in a way that we don't end up right back here, in a short while. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Okay. We don't want that to be the case. Okay. All right. So we want to have a very sure path ahead of us. And so just, here's what we're looking for. We want to separate ourselves from the untrusted. Okay. So let me put it this way. Those that have not sold any coin, okay, they're trusted. Those that have been selling coin, they're not trusted. Can I be more clear? Right? So how can we tell the difference between someone who we can trust and someone who we can't trust? And so basically those that are not trusted, they're doing a great job of self-elimination. So they're kind of doing our job for us, aren't they? If they're selling all their coin, they don't have any more coin to sell after they've sold everything. Am I right?
Right.
Yep.
And we're moving on to another coin. Now here's the other thing. When we bring out the new coin, you can't sell the old coin. You need to hold on to it. That's your ticket to exchange for the new coin. Okay. So let's say you're holding a whole PFS coin, for example. You're going to need that whole PFS coin when the time comes for the actual transition, where we're going to add a whole PFS coin into your wallet, for the new coin. Okay. So at that moment, you need to have the old in order to be able to get the new. So basically, the people again trusted, they're not selling. They need to hold it because that's their ticket to the big payday, right? So the payday will come, and everybody's gonna be happy when it happens, but it's gonna be a process getting there, and it's all gonna work out where everybody's gonna end up happy, and then the power of people that have bad intentions will be almost like they'll be like little ants. Their power of an ant, so they won't have much power anyway, right? And that's the whole point, is we want to make sure that we're giving people that are trusted power, and people that are not trusted, we don't want them to have power. That's what we're looking at here. So any other questions, or do I need to make that more clear how we're gonna
Can I just say something, eh?
we're setting the floors today, go ahead, Scott.
I'm just wondering, how does that affect the 777 offer then?
It doesn't affect it, and it's actually it makes it even more golden in the little transition period, right? Because now people coming in, they have an incentive to buy, right, during this transition period, right? Transition period is not going to
Right.
happen next week. It's going to take more time than that. Okay. So
Mhm.
we still have our giveaways and all that. Everything's still fine, but it's all based on the value of the new coin, not the value of the old coins. So at this point, we can all just like let out a sigh of relief. That's what you should feel, because it doesn't matter
So,
what the price of the old coins are anymore. Doesn't matter. Up, down, sideways, doesn't matter. Because from this moment I'm speaking to you going forward, everything we're doing is based on the new value of the new coins coming out, not the old coin.
mm. So they'll still see the PFI or PFB holdings? That'll still be showing that they've got the
Right.
111 or the 777, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. All that's still
Okay.
there. Right.
Okay.
All that
Right.
remains, and again, that just goes into the package. Like I said, it's a three-part package. There's that part, which is the holding, which has not entered their wallet yet, and then there's the part where they've had coins distributed to their wallet already, and then the third part is they've gone to the market and they've made purchases on top of that. You add the three together, and that's the ball that's going to be going into the new coin. So whatever your ball is, that's what you're getting in the new coin
Okay.
when it happens. Okay.
Mhm. Okay, good. Thank you.
You're welcome. These are good questions, and I just want you all to be clear, because if you're in the know what we're doing here, you should be nothing but excited. And then the whole point of whatever the price is of the existing coins, it's not anything to feel bad about at this point. It doesn't matter if the price is high, low, or what sideways. It doesn't matter what the price is, because it's from this moment that I'm talking to you moving forward, it's not relevant. The only thing that's relevant is the 500,000, million, 2 million, 4 million. That's what's relevant. That's all that's relevant from this moment forward. So what that does mean, though, is as far as people going in the market and buying and accumulating more coin, now you can pick up the bargain. Like, now's your chance to, pick up the bargain. Pick up the bargain while you can. Okay. Because I'm not sure how long the bargain is going to last. And once people clearly understand what I'm saying right here, I imagine whatever liquidity is there is gonna dry up very quickly, and that means the prices are gonna go high again, and that's great. That's good. All right, Hunter, you got your hand up. Go ahead. Thank you for hosting today.
No problem. A couple questions. The first one is from Susan in the chat, but I just want this on the recording. For more clarity, does this mean that there won't be any distribution of PFS going forward right now?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah,
And
distribution won't happen until the release of the new coin, and then we get past the next 90-day window. Yeah.
gotcha. And question number two.
But that doesn't mean what they've accumulated is going anywhere. It's still theirs, right? So
Right.
it's still meaningful, right?
Right. And then my question is, and you might not really know the answer to this right now since it's still early days in this part of the equation, but after we launch the new tokens, are we planning on hosting price rallies or launch rallies for those as well, like we were doing with the old coins?
Won't be a need.
All righty. Thank you.
Be no need for it. No, it's going to definitely put a little bit of cement on who the whales are too, by the way. So this transition does have an impact in several categories. Okay, Karen, you got your hand up. Karen Stoyles, go ahead.
I just want to take Susan's question one step further. We asked about PFS coin distribution. Are we halting the distribution on all of the coins until the transition?
No, not halting.
Okay, just the PFS.
Just PFS.
Okay,
because
thank you.
because we're distributing like something that was $1 at one point, but with the current prices, it's probably going to be much less than $1, much less than $10 at the current pricing, right? So, those are such small amounts. If someone wants to sell, that's good. We want those that want to sell to go ahead and self-eliminate, right? It's awesome that they want to self-eliminate. That's
And they
cool.
did a lot of that today.
A lot of self-elimination happening today. Yeah.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe it.
The system's taking my picture now. Self-eliminate.
Yeah, really.
So obviously people, that can't be trusted don't want their picture taken, do they? So yeah. So that's fine. So it's really becoming clear that there's just there's a segment that we don't need bring with us into the new coins. There's a segment of our group that we don't want with us anymore. And I'm happy that they're self-eliminating. That's good. But I just find it funny, if we take a look at PFS, for example, let's just share my screen. Let's just do a little bit of math here. As they've done their self-elimination, I got to move this out of the way. So let's take a look at PFS right there. Okay. Wow. Okay. People are buying. Well, a little while ago, we were down here at
Absolutely.
at $100, guys.
I am.
We were down at $100, guys. Okay, now we're back up to $800 basically. Okay.
You're welcome.
All right. Was that
Yeah.
you? Was that
Me
you,
too.
Joe?
Yep.
Yeah, you're
I
welcome.
bought some too.
Okay.
I bought some
I
too.
bought a
Yeah.
little.
All right.
Yeah, now's the time.
I got a
You're proud
question
of
for you,
that.
Joe. What was it? What was the maximum it allowed you to buy because I know you couldn't buy
The
a whole $100.
PFS, it was $25.
Yeah, the most you could buy at any point was $25 at a time.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I tried 100, then 50, then
Yeah.
25.
It wouldn't
Yep.
let you do anything higher than 25.
Nope.
Interesting. Well, that will change as the liquidity is going back up again. It's got 322 there liquidity for PFS on 2 and on 3. Let's see here. It's got $600 of liquidity, which 278 of that is USDT. So there you go. All right. So you can see there. Now, if we go into the holders of PFS, okay. So this is PFS. I'll just do a quick refresh. Okay. We got 378 holders. Okay. And, you know, if you buy 17% of something that's worth 800 bucks, okay. Or if you sell, I should say, or what do I want to say here? No, that's not what I want to show. Let's do this. Let's go back to the, that's not what I want to look at liquidity. So let's go, let's see what's available to buy. Okay, what can be bought here? So we got to come here and look at the contracts. Right there, we got Pancake with 37% of a coin. Okay. I don't know what this Rich Moon BNB is. That's weird. That could be something on the, I don't know. I have a feeling that that's maybe a market-based non-member. Okay, because I'm not even sure how you can achieve having a, you know, a name instead of a wallet address. That's a new one on me. All right, and then here's another PancakeSwap. So we've got the PancakeSwap for US. What's the difference between the two? Oh, version 2. Okay, this is version 2, and this is version 3 of Pancake. Okay, so version 2 is holding 37% of a coin. Version 3 is holding 31% of a coin. The two added together is, you know, 68, right? 668 parts of a coin. Okay. And then if we go down to the contract, I don't see any contracts on the first page. Let's go to the next page. Okay, it's contract right there. 14%. So 68 plus 10 is 78 plus 4. So it's 78, 82, 82% of a coin. Next page. So there's not even a whole coin available. So even if you had 800 bucks, you couldn't buy a whole coin if you wanted to. It's not here, right? So as long as no one sells, there's less than a coin to be bought. Okay. So that's how it works, guys. So yeah. So the smart people are buying now, probably while I'm talking. And they're taking advantage of the fact that you know, it's a 1-for-1 offer between the old coin and the new coin. And why not? You know, I mean, the PFS is a $2 million coin. Doesn't matter that the old coin is 800 bucks right now. It's a $2 million coin. So, you know, if you're holding on to a whole coin, you're holding on to 2 million, right? That's where it starts at. And it's going to go up from there. It's got price targets ahead of it. Okay. So there you go. So as much damage as these guys that you might think are the bad actors, they don't have that much coin to sell anyway, right? None of them had a whole coin to sell, you know. So that's the good news, is that their power was small to begin with. And so it's a great buying opportunity for the trusted. And if it swings up and then the untrusted come back and bring it back down, the trusted will buy it back up. And, you know, eventually the trusted will, you know, get the big piles of coin, and the untrusted will be self-eliminated. And everybody's going to be happy with the way the story is going to end. And, you know, and, you know, we'll look back maybe a year from now, you know, year, whatever from now, and go, wow. I'm sure these people that are self-eliminating a year from now will be looking back going, holy cow, dumbest mistake I could have ever made was being untrusted in the early days of pool funding, right? So yeah, so like Zachary, like Jamlik. By the way, watch out for this guy. This guy's trying to get back in. He's been booted by his sponsor, but he's been going around trying to get people to, add him as a referral. So I just want you guys to know who it is and watch out for him because he has wrecked the chart not just once, but he's wrecked it like 4 or 5 times. Huge sell-offs in him and his team. He was the sponsor of the two guys featured in the selling Hertz video. So the two guys you see in this video here, it's their sponsor, and that's him right there. Okay, that's what a bad actor looks like, right? They're not exactly good looking, sorry to say, but bad actors look bad too. Okay. All right. Watch out for that guy. He's trying to get back in. Don't let him in. Okay. All right. Back to you, Joe. You got your hand up.
Yeah, Phyllis had a quick question about how to buy coin outright.
Right. I'm
Right?
brand spanking new into crypto completely.
Yeah,
I
I
have
just
no
wanted to,
absolutely nothing. So
so I wanted to see, do we have a short video that shows how to just
We do.
purchase through the MetaMask
We
wallet?
do. Phyllis, are you connected to Hunter or myself directly on Telegram?
yes,
Because we can send you these videos, but
I just saw Hunter put out a pancake training on he
that's
was put
it.
it out there on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
was going to grab it up afterwards, but yeah, Hunter put it out there. And I
But
saw Karen did something too, but I just didn't know how to import. So
well, I'm
with the
gonna buy
pancake.
some coin. I'll do a quick demonstration. You need to do it on PancakeSwap. Again, watch out for this guy Jamlick. He's probably gonna have to change his name because he's ruined his name, But get familiar with that face. This is a guy you want to avoid, okay? Because he only cares about himself, and it's really sad that he's like that. And of course, his two buddies that are in the video there, memorize their faces too. They don't really need to be a part of this in the future. All right, so if we go into PancakeSwap, let me get to my wallet here. We'll use this one, that'll be fine. Okay. And let me just disconnect and reconnect just to get a clean connection. Connect. This is all you do. You get to PancakeSwap, which is pancakeswap.finance. Okay. Connect your wallet like you see me doing now. Okay, so now my MetaMask is connected because I connected it here. Then you click on trade. Okay. And
Okay.
then you click on trade, you click on swap, and it will bring you to this page here. You change this to USDT.
The tether.
Yep, and then change this to let's buy some PFS, we got the bargain price here. I'll buy
Okay.
$10 of it. Oh, gosh, I'm pushing the wrong buttons.
Okay. This is where I missed it with the fact that it says to import because I don't have the PSF.
Yeah, a lot of times you could just import it and it'll ask you if you want to, as a final step, it'll ask you if you want to actually import it. So that's a
Okay.
small non-issue. Okay.
Okay. So in other words, just keep going through the steps. It'll come up and it'll pop up for me.
Yeah, it does. It comes up through
Okay.
the steps. Okay. So it's
Okay.
asking me to confirm. It's really easy, guys. Nothing scary here.
All right.
And I'm buying $10 here. I'm getting almost 1% of a coin, guys. Almost 1% for only $10. Wow. What a deal.
What a deal.
Cha-ching. All right. And then
Okay.
I'm gonna click confirm. Okay. And then let it flip the pancake a couple times. Okay, then it's good. It says something here. I get the red thing. Maybe it didn't like it. It's a fall from custom error V tool received. Okay, so this one, there was a failed transaction.
I
Maintenance and
probably changed past the slippage.
yeah, maintenance. So let me try it again.
I had two purchases that defaulted. They failed. Two attempted purchases.
So I think I was talking instead of clicking, and I should have just
Oh,
click. Right.
sorry.
So let's see if I click, if I can get it to go through. Execution reverted. Try increasing your slippage. Okay, where do I do that? If I want to increase slippage, where's the slippage thing, Hunter? right here.
Yep, go to settings and usually it's
do
set auto, but you can set it to
1%.
let's say 1%.
Okay, we'll do 1% then. And then if is it done? Then I just click on this.
Yes.
All right, so let's try again. And still getting a 0.008, which is practically 1%. Wow. Okay. Maybe I got to do a smaller amount, $5. See what happens if I do smaller. I feel like Steve Jobs right now doing a demonstration. I promise
Thank
you it
you.
worked before the conference.
Thank you.
The computer was supposed to say hello to everyone. Okay.
That means it's bugged again.
Which ones? What do you mean by bugged?
So I've seen this happening with a couple different things I've been helping people with, but over the past couple days, it seems that PancakeSwap's routing service will just stop for no reason whatsoever.
Well, I
And
noticed Binance is in maintenance mode. That might be the reason.
that might be the reason.
It
Yeah,
is
I've had
working.
some issues.
Yeah, it is working. I just bought for $30 right now.
All right. Well, okay. I can't explain why I can't. My part won't work, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. I just wanted to show the process. And that's the
Thank you.
process. And it's not a big deal if it fails. It doesn't cost you anything when it's a failed transaction, but it's always good to refresh and everything, kind of clear everything out. So sometimes it helps if you clear the cache. So we got a fresh website again. I'll disconnect the wallet. I'll refresh again. So now I'm just dealing with a website only, and then I come in here and I'll go ahead and delete the browsing data. I'll clear my cache. I leave my history and my cookies alone. I'm going to clear the cache only, delete that data. This usually solves most computer problems. If you ever have a computer problem, clear your cache. Okay. And then let's go back and try it one more time. Connect wallet, and I'll try $5 this time. Okay, and then trade, swap, change that to USDT, change that to PFS, $5. Swap, swap. Okay, this is looking good. Confirm. Transaction complete, close. And that's what a successful transaction looks like. Okay.
Well, thank you.
It's not hard, but sometimes you got to do it over and over again. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, Phyllis, you probably should watch those videos I sent out because they go through the whole entire process, including some steps that just don't come up for you when you've done it before, but do come up for you when you're using PancakeSwap for the first time.
Okay.
So give at least one or two of those videos a watch.
I will do so. Thank you, Hunter.
Ideally mine.
So let me wrap up today with some other additional, what I consider very good news. But it looks like the 3 crypto bills in the US are being passed. Okay.
Yep.
And what that means is that things are going to be more clear, right? So one of the problems that we had in the crypto world between government and the crypto world is the lack of clarity, and actors like the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, was just on a rampage doing whatever they wanted to do. I mean, XRP, I can't tell you. I think they've had to pay, tens of millions of dollars in lawsuits. because the SEC has been suing XRP, Ripple, because they didn't like this and they didn't like that. And then, in the end, it looks like XRP came out the winner, but at the expense of, millions of dollars, right? That they had to pay in legal fees to fight the SEC. Why? Because of the lack of clarity, on the law. So now, the legislature of the U.S. is finally making things more clear, and that's important. In addition to that, the other law they're working on that's passing is one regarding stable coins, which basically it's basically going to have two large impacts. One is going to really legitimize the crypto space in a big way. When you legitimize like coins like USDT, for example. But in addition to that, it's basically going to save the bacon of the U.S. because treasuries and the bond market are imploding right now. And if you're keeping up with any of that news, the outlook is pretty scary. But the fact that stable coins are basically backed by these treasuries. Now, these stable coins are going to probably be the largest buyers of U.S. Treasury bonds, going forward in the future. And it's probably going to be trillions before you know it. So it's going to turn into trillions of dollars in purchases of the treasuries, which, supports the dollar, keeps it alive. If no one buys the treasuries, it's a big problem. Okay. So the whole bond market's been imploding for a while. So it's going to help things. It's going to help stabilize. So believe it or not, cryptocurrency is kind of coming in as the savior of the economy. Okay, because of and now it's being recognized through the legislature. And then the other thing is that banks are now able to hold cryptocurrency. They say custodial. Okay, so that means they can receive it for collateral or whatever, but they can hold cryptocurrency, and so that's being recognized. And the good news, all of this on top of what they call anti CBDC, which means central bank digital currency, meaning that the law is against the idea of the Federal Reserve getting into the digital coin business. How about that? Okay. So it kind of keeps, the whole cryptocurrency in the private arenas, keeps it there.
That's where we want it.
And that's where we want it. We don't trust the Federal Reserve as far as we can throw them, and we can't throw them very far. So, so yeah. So all that's happening right now, and a lot of people are referring to this as a crypto week, and you're seeing things like XRP and other coins going to the moon, having what they call God candles, just straight up, pricing going up. And there's a lot of excitement in the cryptocurrency arena, and it legitimizes everything we're doing because we're part of that space. We're in the cryptocurrency space. We're an innovator. We have our own plans, and we're just trying to do some good in the world. We recognize that, just like music, digitizing music, that was super smart. You know what I'm saying? It's way easier to download a song than it is to go to Kmart or go to Target and buy your CD or your cassette tape or whatever. Remember that when we used to do that? You know, and it's just much better to just download the song right on your smartphone. Or the funny thing is, our cars are computers now, so you can just download the song straight into your car. You know what I'm saying? So listen to your playlist that you want to listen to. Digital music, money, it makes total sense for money to be digital. It's just obvious why so and cryptocurrency is leading in the digital money arena. So we're all part of that. And so people like Phyllis, who kind of new to the whole thing, we're all going to have to learn at some point, Phyllis. Okay.
I'm
So,
there. I'm
but
trying. I'm
better
going.
now than later. Better now
That's
than
right.
later.
You got it.
All right. So this is a good deal for everyone that this is the right time to to be a part of pool funding. I mean, think about it. If you're going to get involved with an opportunity that you can multiply money, okay? Do you want to get involved when you can double money? Or would you rather get involved when you can like 5 times your money or
10 times.
10 times your money, 100 times your money, or 1,000 times your money? When do you want to be involved? Right? When? Well, if you want 1,000 times your money, now this is the time to be involved in pool funding. You know, they're looking at some crazy 1,000x. These aren't going to last, for very long. It's not going to be 1,000x for much longer. But it could be a 200x, for a while, and then it'll go down to 100x, and but that's how these opportunities go. Okay, and that's just how the nature of everything. Okay, so but the downside of being involved in 1,000x opportunity is the brain damage that you're going to go through. Okay, right, Joe? So prepare for the brain damage. Okay, you're going to get some because you're going to be like questioning and doubting yourself and wondering and because look, no one there's no God's here making this happen. I'm not God, you know what I'm saying? So, everything has risk. It's inherent, every breath you take is a blessing, right? There's no guarantee you're going to get another one. You know what I'm saying? So just realize that, um, you know, uh, you have to, you have to take the good with the bad, right? So if you want the 1,000x, you have to be more accepting of the brain damage that comes with it because the guy who's going to double his money will practically have no brain damage, but they're not really getting ahead very fast. You know what I'm saying? They're getting ahead, but not fast, right? So I'd rather have the brain damage. How about you? What do you guys say? Is it worth it?
Yeah.
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 Poor Joe, he's already lost all his hair, so
That's right.
anyway, I'm hanging on to some of mine still. I still got some up
Yep.
here. So anyway, just realize that we're doing this together. I respect each of you as co-founders, right? Your contributions matter, what you think matters, what you feel matters. I'm hearing you. I'm listening to you. I'm one-on-one timing with you, you know, and trust me, I care. I care very much because this is going to work because it's better to have two heads than one when it comes to like ideas and doing stuff, right? So we're not just two heads, we're a group of people coming together and each of us, going to have some great contribution, some little thing that makes all the difference. And each one of us has that little spark, that we can add to the whole of what we're creating together here. And you can't underestimate the value of effort. Okay. So just like 1,000xing your money, you're also going to 1,000x your effort. Okay. Because here's the dream. And I'm going to tell you, I've lived the dream. I can tell you by personal experience how wonderful the dream is. Having so much money and all the time in the world to enjoy it. Okay. There's a lot of people in the world that have a lot of money, but no time. Okay. They're slaves to their job as an attorney for a big corporation or something. They're making big money in that corporation, but, you know, they don't even have time for a family, so there's lots of people in the world that have lots of money, but no time. And we know that the world's full of people that have plenty of time, but no money, you know. So, that ain't the dream. The dream is to have lots of money and plenty of time to enjoy it. And I've lived the dream myself. I can tell you how great it is personally. It's wonderful. Okay. For me, I became a world traveler as a result. And I've been able to get out there and see all kind of different places. And I've had friends tell me that I've got a wanderlust. I like to wander around, I just love it. Um, And so, yeah, just realize that, we're creating that. So you can 1000x your time and your effort. Your efforts are going to pay off here big time. Okay. So just don't discount yourself. The worst thing you can do to yourself is to, diminish or bring down the value of yourself. The number one thing you should always make sure is propped up properly is yourself. Okay. Because what good are you unless you're up there properly, situated, right? So let's just realize we're in a group of people here to help and support each other, and that everybody gets feeling good and propped up properly, and we can do this together. And now we can have zero concern what the old coin values say. Whatever the price is of the old coin, it doesn't matter anymore. Okay? No more worries about the value of the coin, whether it's up, down, it don't matter. That don't matter. The new coin washes it all away. Okay? It's going to be a 1-for-1 deal. All right. Anything else from you guys? Can we wrap up with that?
We can wrap up.
Okay, let's wrap up with that. How about everybody unmute and say bye for now? We do our traditional goodbye.
Thank you all. Thank you and bye.
Bye for now.
Thank
Bye
you.
for now.
Bye.
Thank
Bye for now.
you.
Bye.